Well, we are currently going through Final Fantasy XI Online, and we're playing a monk. That's the only job we've selected so far. We don't have a sub job just yet. We do have the sub job unlocked, but we're not going to mess with the sub jobs just yet, or any other jobs. We're just working on getting through the monk from 1 to 99 without dying. In this video, we're going to unlock a certain area, so it's going to be just a real quick quest. So let's go ahead and jump in. So we want to go to Lower Wainer, and then we want to go to the Mog House. Then we want to go to Neptune's Spire. And then in a minute we'll go in here. Let us pull up our walkthrough real quick so we can find out what quest we're going to be doing. So the quest we will be doing is titled The Road to Aht Urghan. The Road to Aht Urghan. So required fame is going to be Wayno fame level unknown. Level restriction is none. Starting NPC is Farcel, lower Wayno J8. Pack, none. Title, none. Repeatable, no. Description: if you want to ride the mercenary transport ship from Mora, you must bring the required items to the Tinshoto. Alright, and then previous quest, there will be none. Next quest, there is none, so this is pretty much a full standalone quest. The requirements are going to be the Tinshoto membership, and yeah, we're going to read this one. We've done this, but the way I did it, I messed it up because I was planning on reading this part, so we're gonna throw this part in here. But we, on our playthrough, we've done it, but this is what you need to do if you have not. So, Tinshoto membership. Tinshoto membership. Required fame. Wayno Fame level, Wayno level 2, level restriction, none. Starting NPC is going to be Kahibi Damohi, Lower Wayno I7. Hack is going to be none. Title is going to be none. Repeatable, no. Description: to join the Tenchodo, you need to either a membership from form or an invite from a current member. So previous quest will be none, and next quest will be none, and our rewards will be the Tenchodo membership card. The walkthrough: so enter Neptune Spire in Lower Wayno, talk to Gebi Demomohi at the counter, select the third blank line of dialogue, and Gebi Demomohi will inform you that you need a Tenchodo invite or a Tenchodo application form. You can search the auction house for a Tenchodo invite and trade it to Gebi Demomohi to complete this quest. To get your invite without buying it, head to Port Bastock and into warehouse number 2. Once inside, talk to Jabber to receive the Tenchodo application form. Talk to Gabi Demomohi in Neptune Spire to complete the quest. So, in our playthrough, because things were a little messed up, we ended up buying it from the auction house. I would recommend that you read this and actually go talk to Jabber and receive the Tenchodo application form, because it's free and it doesn't take too long. But before you go talk to Jabber, you must have talked to Gebi, and use that first blank, had the dialogue with where you select the blank line. As we learned, for some reason, I think it has to do with that you have to be Wayno level 2 for the fame. And so the only way we could do that was to get our character to break the limit of the level cap, and we went to Matt and did the Defiant challenge. And then after we had completed that, we were able to come back and actually get it to work. So and that might have raised our fame to the level 2. So that's as good of a guess as I can come up with. So but we were going to, when we were doing this, we were going to read this, but then everything got out of sorts, so I figured would be a good time to throw that in there. Anyway, back to where we are. So the rewards will be boarding permit and map of Ojom Woodlands only if you take the 500,000 gil route. And so this is going to be our walkthrough for the Road to Aht Urghan. So talk to Farcel, Neptune Spire, J8 for a cutscene. He will give you 3 options to choose from. The third is a hidden option on the bottom. Choose the hidden option. Talk to Farcel a second time for another cutscene and choose I want to go. For cell, it will give you 3 ways to proceed: the advanced path, the intermediate path, or the beginner path. Collect the required items for Farcel, zone, and return to Lower Wano the next game day. Excuse me. After trading the items before talking to Farcel again to obtain the boarding permit. If you wish to skip obtaining the requisite request items, you can pay him 500,000 gil. You will be instantly teleported to the lay point in Wajom Woodlands and receive the map of Wajom Woodlands. If you choose to pay the gil, you must change zones and return to Lower Wano the next game day, then talk to him and you will receive the boarding permit. So note, if you are on Rhapsodies of Vanadiel Mission 2-5, simply select Where's Tanzen and you will get a boarding permit for free. So advanced path, trade any of the following: one coffer key from a Beastman stronghold, Devoid Beidou, Castle of Stroha, Temple Uglape, Den of Rancor, Quicksand Cave, Sea of Grotto. 2. Any testimony item. 3. 3 chips from FFXI, a Carmen chip, a Cyan chip, and a Gray chip. Intermediate path, trade the following garrison items: Jade Cryptics, Silver Engraving, 13 knot Coupes, and then the beginner path. Obtain the 6 items that are used in the 2 subjob quests: Magic Skull, Damselfly Worm, Crab Apron, Bloody Robe, Dalmhill Saliva, and Wild Rabbit Tail. So you can choose any of these. There's 3 different paths. You can choose whatever one you want. Actually, we might need to find the Wild Rabbit Tail still, but I think we have everything in this list so far, but we might need a Wild Rabbit Tail, so we'll have to check. Note, if you decide to skip the paths by trading 500 gil, you will be instantly teleported to the lay point in Wajum Woodlands. So that is what we're going to do real quick in this episode. And we might be missing the Wild Rabbit Tail. Let us see for certain. So we have the Damselfly, we have the Magic Skull, we have Crab Apron, Bloody Robe, and then we happen to be missing. Oh, I guess I thought it was Rabbit Hide. We need to go find a Wild Rabbit Tail. Sorry, I thought I had it. But I had the rabbit hide instead of the wild rabbit tail. So we will go get that item. I farmed all these items basically earlier in our, through our videos as we go to locations. Now that I know about them, I kind of keep an eye out them, and you can purchase them from the auction house if you really desire to. But the items that are requested, if you just click on them, they'll take you to the link of that their own page, and they'll tell you what monsters drop what. And so it's really simple to get the items real quick by going to kill the monsters. They drop fairly quickly, so you don't need to all right, so we'll go back here. But yeah, I thought I had all 6 of the items, but we do have 5, so hopefully we can just and we want, in order to get a wild rabbit tail, we need to kill these mighty rabbit like things. So mighty raw rab, and they're all over this place, so sure loves giving us the rabbit meat. But you can get 2 of the items needed in this zone. You can get the wild rabbit tail, and you can get the Domo saliva. So, this is the Buburimu Peninsula. So, chances are, you'll have some of the items. So just be sure to check your inventory. And then if you need a few more, you can. This wild rabbit tail is taking the longest to drop out of everything. Yeah, I was thinking it was the rabbit hide, not the tail, but we need the tail, so They do not want to be our friends today. This is probably the longest I've ever taken to have to get one. There we go. So wild rabbit tail. So now we have all 6 of the items. The damselfly, the magic skull, the crab apron, bloody robe, and wild rabbit tail. And well, that's 5 of the items. What are we missing? Oh, the saliva. There we go. Yeah, so that's all 6 of the items that is required. Is the damselfly worm, magic skull, crab apron, bloody robe, Dalmel saliva, and wild rabbit tail. So then we go back. And so you're if you check the list, you can see what enemies you need to kill, and I recommend just doing the intermediate. The other ones may sound easier, but the items that are in the intermediate one are items that you won't really need to use at this point ever again. You might need them for when you're starting out, but and they're very easy to go farm, and so it shouldn't take extremely long to find all 6 items. And then once you get them, after you're able to go into here is when you can do this quest. And we'll just okay, so now we're in the Neptune Spire and we're going into the Teshoto area. And we will want to talk to Farcel, which is just standing here. Farcel, being part of the Tenchoto means you'll sell your soul for the right amount of gil. Besides, taking risks is good for business, I always say. This time, we have got quite a special customer, so we can't go prattling off about the details of their request to just anyone. Getting wind of such a thing could make our client a mite angry, and we certainly wouldn't want that. That's why I have been mixing up the orders with random bits of information and giving out mere snippets at a time. Those of you with sense should be able to put it all together, is what I think. I dare say, I think you may fit into this category as well. Anyway, that's how things are standing at the moment. Well, What needs you? Speak up now. And then so ask about what, goods for sale, nothing, or choose the third one. We're going to choose the third one. Why, I must say, you're even brighter than you look. You got the same. You got here the same way, didn't you? Lately, people have been drawing about Tenshoto invites like there's no tomorrow. So a lot of Tenshoto members don't know that trick. Of course, me and the boss are on this a whole different plane of thinking. Still, the notion of seeing the unseen was one of the main draws of the Tenshoto for me in the beginning. I got high hopes for you. And then he'll stop talking to us, and then we talk to him again. Sorry, I left out the most important part, didn't I? Sorry to leave you hanging there. What was I saying again? Oh, yeah, the Empire of Aht Urghan. You won't want to see the Near East, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. How does Aht Urghan sound to you? So I want to go, not interested, or the blank. You can choose this one, or you can choose I want to go. It doesn't matter. I appreciate your honesty. You know, the ships at Mura used to transport prospective mercenaries to the Near East. If you want to climb aboard on one of those vessels, you have got to go through none other than the Tenshoto here. We received a request from the Empire herself. Getting those ships to port was a royal pain. We finally managed to bargain a cheap price on some rickety old vessels, and you don't care. Sorry about that. A man's got to vent sometimes. Anyway, you should know by now how things work around here. If you want something, you have to bring me something I want first. If you aren't in the mood to scavenge up what I want, you can always cough up Gil instead. Of course, that would be the quickest. Let me make this explanation brief, shall we? You see, prices are a mite different in the Near East. Something that sells for a gil a dozen here might be a luxury item in Urghan. Jumping straight to the point, now I want you to bring me some common items from this side of Vanadiel, and I'll give you the boarding permit in exchange. The more you bring me, the better. I have put together a few lists if you'd like to take a look. I will leave it to you which to bring me. Yes. And there's Gil 2, righto. You can buy your way out if you choose. If you decide to go the Gil route, I will need 500,000 Gil up front. That's nothing for adventures nowadays, right? You can also consider your price of failure. Hee hee hee. So what will it be? I'll read the list now, so decide which set is in your budget and make a note of what you need. Alright, so what will it be? The beginner list, intermediate list, and advanced list, or pay the 500,000 gil. Let me think about it. So for the beginners list, You say you want to go to Aht Urghan, but you're too big a coward to face a challenge, eh? That attitude will get you nowhere in the Empire. I tell you. Oh well, it's all the same to me as long as I make a profit. This will be more like running errands, but there are a lot of things for you to collect on this list. There are a lot of curious items here. I need you to bring me a damselfly worm, a magic skull, and a crab apron. Wait, there's more. I also require a wild rabbit tail and a cup of dumbbell saliva. Oh, and one last thing, a bloody robe. Hand me these 6 items at one time, and I will be satisfied. The intermediate list. Intermediate, eh? This one is quite a bother. Beastmen have been a real plague to the Near East as of late. Not that we haven't been having problems here too. But anyway, the situation has driven up the demand for Beastmen spoils. I want you to bring me a jade triptych, a silver engraving, and a 13-knot poo. The Beastmen have been using those to relay orders. I require all 3. That's all for the intermediate list. It may sound simple, but those items are scattered all about the strongholds and are rather difficult to get a hold of. And then the advanced list. The advanced list, eh? A superb choice. The items on the list are few, so they should fit nicely in your bag, but they're quite difficult to come by. You can choose from the following: 1 coffer key from a Beastman stronghold, the Void Berdu, Castle of Stroha, the Temple of Uglape, the Den of Rancor, the Quicksand Caves, or the Sea of Serpent Grotto. A testimony. Those ancient scraps of papyrus seem to be quite popular with collectors these days. I don't know all the details, but apparently there's excuse me, there's a testimony for any of the jobs and adventure can be. Anyway, I just need 1. Your last option is to bring me chips from So Extra. I'll need a set of those, though. You'll have to bring me a Carmen chip, a Cyan chip, and a Gray chip, all 3. That's it for the advanced list. You can bring me any one of the above requests, but if you decide to bring So Extra chips, I'll need in a set of 3, and then if you want, you can pay the 500,000, but we don't have 500,000 and we're not going to do that, so we're going to say let me think about it. It's going to take you some work if you want to go to Aht Urghan, but you cannot get there through anyone but us. Hey. And then what we want to do is we want to trade him, and we just give him the 6 items, and then exactly what I asked for. Congratulations, ma'am. We have a deal. Come back tomorrow and I will give you the boarding permit. And don't you worry, because the Tinchoto is true to its word. Alrighty then. So, now we have to wait for a game day, which of course we have to wait quite a while. Because right now it's only 11 in the Vanadiel time, so we have to wait till you do want to zone out of this area, and then you want to come back. You don't have to, like, you don't have to wait for a full game day, zone out, and then come back. You can, like, get done talking to him, and then you know, then you can zone out, and then you can come right back, and just stand there and wait. Or you can choose to enter the Mog House, which the Mog House is just right up there. Here, if you're here, you can just go up to the Mog House and zone in, and then and so this is the Mog House that's available here in Lower Wayno. And then if you need to you know, check your delivery box, you can do that. And that this counts as a zone in and out, so then you can just stand there and wait for the time to change to another day. Now the days aren't extremely long, however, it really depends on what time of day it is. You know, so let's go to Port Bastock. I think we can get one more of our trusts. So, you can, if you got a long ways to wait, you can run around and do oddball things to try to make the time go by quicker. Oops, we need to go to the Mog House in Port. There. Then we'll come back to this one afterwards. And I don't remember what trusts we have. I really needed to write them down, so we'll take a guess. And we do have 100 points, so Cipher of Abenzio's alter ego. So Cipher of Abenzio's alter ego costs 100 points. Purchase this prize Kupo. A scroll inscribed with strange symbols that seal away the poisons of a gaboo named Abenzio. Chanting the enigmatic script summons his alter ego to the bear's side. So we want to purchase this prize. And then we want to go talk to Baron Star. And now we want to go to the X. But the problem with the quest in at Urghan is you'll find yourself waiting for a new game day quite a bit. How are you finding those alter egos? Okay, so we've read all that. I meant to just open trade with him. And then we'll give him this one. I can't believe you got your hands on a cipher of Abenzio's alter ego. Amazing. I'll let you in on something. The Trust Initiative is being spread beyond the 5 races with some very interesting results. Just let me analyze this data for what do you mean hurry up? Close your eyes and go to your happy place where trust and friendship and sisterly love blossom like flax flowers in a meadow. What an amazing success of sorts. So many of our trials ended in failure. I kept hoping it might work, but this is beyond my wildest dreams. Now we have one more trust. At Benzio, and so we'll step outside. So then we'll see if he says anything. I can't remember if this one says anything or not. Yeah, so he says nothing at all. So kind of wish we we're closer to the end of the game day. Let's go to the exit. But out of all the 3, I would say the best deal you can actually make is just doing the intermediate challenge. I mean, unless you have tons and tons of gil and you can spend 500,000, and then you'll instantly get warped there and you'll get a map if you don't already have the map. So, but if you're planning to do that, I wouldn't buy the map from the the map vendor. Because we did buy these, didn't we? Actually, I'm pretty sure we did. Wait. Huh? How did we not? Oh, they're in a different. That's right. We had to put them into this. There we go. So that is our. And so, unfortunately, we gotta wait for the new game day. If you have something to do, I recommend doing it, but the only thing we can do, we can give him trade, and so that's going to up our rank points, and then cancel. So now our rank 5 is completely full. So trying to think of something we could do that would make it pass the time rather quickly. And we could probably buy the 2 maps that we have left. Yeah, let's do that. Excuse me. Sorry, I really don't know what's wrong with my throat. Like, drinking water doesn't help clear it up. So, but we do have 2 remaining maps, and since we have the gill at the moment, there is the map of Grauberg, which is 30,000 gills. So a map of Grauberg is an older map that was often used to depict Grauberg as it costs 30,000 gil. So yes to that. Map of Grauberg. Examine map of Grauberg. A map of Grauberg. And then we have one more map. Map of Fort Carugo Narugo for 30,000. A map of Fort Carugo Narugo is an older map that was often used to depict Fort Carugo Narugo as it costs 30,000 gil. So yes. And then that is all of the maps that we can buy here. There's actually a few more maps, but we have to buy them with something else. Map of Fort Carugo Narugo. Examine map of Fort Carugo Narugo. A map of Fort Carugo Narugo. And that is that. And then while I'm thinking about it, we might as well So you can exchange your vouchers for other currency. Exchange Amen currencies, and then it gives you currencies and provisions. We have 10, so what we want to do is we want allied notes and well, that won't work right now because we don't have enough of that one. Well, let's check. Anyway, and there's all these different types of currency. So so we asked him to exchange how many points. We asked him to change 3 of our copper vouchers into 3,000 pinches of Escher salt. So beware that any amount that exceeds the maximum storage limit will ceremoniously vanish into thin ether. So always make sure that you have enough room. Which, if you're just getting the currency, is not a problem. But if later on, if you need some and for some reason you ask him for too much, then apparently all this stuff will disappear. I'll add notes. We need, so we're going to do that. Beware that any amount that exceeds the maximum storage limit will unceremoniously vanish into into the aether. Truly exchange. So yes, and yes, and so now we have 3,000 extra silt, and we have 6,000 allied notes. And I'm just thinking of something just so we have it for later on, but we've almost waited our time. What else could we do real quick that would well, but yeah, that's how you get currency. If you go to some place and they're asking for some strange currency that you've never heard of, go talk to Izikoth, and he will give you the option to trade him if you have any copper notes or copper vouchers. And then so we got 3 more hours in game time, pretty much. Well, 4, I guess, is technically the hour is up at 20, or the day is up at 24 hours. So and now we have all the maps that we can purchase with Gil anyway, and that is good. we can now try to save our gil for doing our, because you can upgrade your inventory sack, but it is kind of expensive, because the prices normally, if you try to find the items on the auction house, are pretty high, and so you want, you know, quite a bit of gil before you start trying, and we'll get into that eventually. And so it's not very fun, but we'll just stand here and wait. But yeah, you just have to make sure you've zoned out, and then you can come back here and go through the cutscene door. And then from there you can just basically stand by and wait for him to be able to give you the permit. So we can talk to Garnev. This leads straight to the pier, where we launch ships overseas. Our boss has dreamed of selling all over the world. To him, this business is just something he promised his dad he'd do. Alright. We'll see what Vola has to say to us. I instruct Tinshoto members in the way of the fist and foot in their line of work. There are times they must defend themselves, you see. I'd watch out if I were you. Stick your nose into places you don't belong and you could find yourself in trouble. Alright. And Licky Steligo. Let me guess. That treasure chest over there has caught your eye, hasn't it? That's something the boss brought back from her latest scouting excursion. But would you believe it? We've tried all our keys and lockpicks, but to no avail. It just sits there and sealed tight, mocking us all. In fact, I'm so sick of looking at that darn thing that I'll make you a deal. Figure out how to open it, and you can help yourself to the contents, no questions asked. And so if we open it for the very first time, we don't have, like, what would you like to do? Cancel. Use a crystalline prophecy key. Use a Mogul Kupo de Atat key. Use a Shantoto Ascension key. Receive add-on trilogy bonus gift. And so if we get this, we can get that right away. If you bought the trilogy pack or ultimate edition, that's what that is. That is how you get this. And then it gives us a Nexus cape. The Nexus cape is a back all races enhancement teleport party leader, level 30 all jobs. So you must be a level 30, but if you say you have a group and somebody is at a location, you can if your party leader is somewhere else, you can port to them, which is kind of a neat concept. But there is a stipulation: you must have been to that location before, or else it won't work. So if they go to a brand new location your character has never physically been before, you are unable to teleport to them. So that is kind of a huge stipulation that doesn't make it as great as it could be. But and so we're almost there. We've got to wait for almost an hour and a half game time. And like I say, the game time hours are not exactly long, but as sometimes it can make it feel like they're very long. And then these two, Amalesanda and Akama Fulua or Fula, they're both vendors you can buy stuff from, and we'll check them out later. I don't think we actually talked to Yin Pokonakua. Watch your back, our boss Aldo is a real pirate. I can be quite a scoundrel too, but I ain't nothing compared to him. You follow me, lady, whenever Aldo's deep in thought, it's best to just look the other way. After all, he's seen hell with those eyes. Of course, lots of people suffered in the wars 20 years ago, but most of them never came back. And so, eventually the game day will surpass. I don't think Sato has anything else to say to us. Our boss looks hairy scary, but he caves into his sister Verena all the time. Verena's a really nice girl. We all think she's super duper swell. But don't you lay a single wingle finger on her. People who do, well, they have a tendency to be found dead floating off the pier, so please keep that in mind. Well, thank you for sharing. And right as soon as it turns a new day, we can finally talk to him. Good day to you. You can have your boarding permit now. With this, you can ride to the Near East from the port at Mira. I have got to tell you up front, though, that the high seas are a dangerous place. I can't guarantee your safety, so travel at your own risk. If I were you, I'd be praying for the ship to simply stay afloat. Hee hee hee. And now with the boarding permit, the items permanent, boarding permit, examine boarding permit. The holder of this permit has been authorized for travel to the Near East in order to take up post as a mercenary. The Empire of Aht Urghan has a duty to inform our land should the owner of this permit perish while aboard the Commissioner of Mora. Alright. And then for our now let's find out where we go to find Mura, because in this playthrough we have not been to Mura just yet. And we'll take the boat to Aht Urghan, and then so that you must do that quest in order to get to Aht Urghan, and so that's why we're doing it. So let us open our map, and so again, the quest was called the Road to Aht Urghan. It's a standalone quest. Like if you whatever path whatever path you choose, just click. You can click on these items, and it'll bring up the magic skull, and then it'll tell you all about it, and then it will give you a monster name and where these monsters can be found. And I would choose like Christian Mines is a good place to go because you got the goal, and then you've got one other monster that has the key item that you're looking for, or the item that you're looking for. So but that is that. So let's go over to our map now, if I can find it in all my tabs. And so we want to go to Mira, and since we have not been there in this playthrough, we want to go back to the Buburumu Peninsula, and then Mira is going to be this area right here. And so we're going to have Igsley port us to Buburumu Peninsula, and then we're going to walk over to Mira, and then we'll catch a boat ride. So that is the goal and plan, and hopefully when we get there we don't have too long of a wait in order to get on the boat, but we will see when we get there. So and then in this episode all we're doing is getting there so we can get the home points, and then that is all we're going to do at this time, is just get the home points so we don't have to ride the boat again. And I forget which We were just there, but I forgot which one. Huh. There it is. 119. And so, if you're going to farm the items, if you come here, you could easily go visit Mura while you're here. I didn't really think about it. Anyway, so Mira's right here, so we get ported here if we take Igsley's port, or we get ported here if we take the survival guide. So either way, it's kind of a walk. We'll just try to find the road and follow it. And we want to make sure that we're going the right way. And if I don't check the map, I can think I'm going the right way. But if I don't look at the map, I'll end up going completely the wrong way. So that is a factor. Now when we get here, there are two different boats. One takes us to Selbina, and the other takes us to Alzabi, where we need to go. And so always make sure that, because if you end up taking the boat to Selbina, that's just going to mean you're going to have to ride the boat back. And then you're going to have to wait for the right boat to get here. And so those are things to pay attention to. And then we just go straight into here. And we will see if we can get, hopefully we won't have too long of a time to wait. And there is a home point in this town, so I would recommend trying to grab it. There is a boat here, so we'll try to grab this really quick, and then we'll, oh, it took off. Hopefully it was only the one to Selbina. Huh, our luck, it's gonna be the one that was anyway. But yeah, make sure you grab that home point, because it will save you. Well, if you have the home point, then if you were to accidentally take the boat to Selbina, you could you know, you could then and I think we want to go through this door. So we want to talk to Felisa. The ship fare is 100 gil per person. Would you like to board the ferry? So, board the ship. Yes, please. Not right now. So, yes, thank you. Go right on through. And then we come in here and we'll go talk to this person standing down here. So this is D. Yamnosia. The ship bound for Selbina will arrive in about 1 hour, 4 minutes in Earth time. And okay, so we're gonna have to wait quite a bit. That's unfortunate. I'm guessing the boat that just took off was headed to Al-Zabi. So that's a little unfortunate. So I don't know how long it will take, but it's going to take actually at least 10 or 15 minutes. So what do we do while we wait? And if you choose, you can exit and go do something and then come back. You'll have to like if you choose to exit, when you come back you'll have to pay the 100 gil again to pay the fare. And well, 100 gil is not nothing, but it's just, you know, that's just what it is. And so we don't really have anything exciting to do while we wait other than just stand here and wait. But yeah, my guess is we just missed the one. I'm guessing that one took off because the one to Selbina is on the way here. So the one to Zabi should have left. And so but yeah, in order to ride this thing, if you try to ride it without a boarding permit, you can get in here and you can actually get on the ship. But as you start getting, as this ship starts going and it's about to zone on the actual path, it will scream at you saying you don't have the boarding permit and kick you off the boat and make you come right back here. It's kind of funny. However, we do want this boat ride, so that's why we're going to be waiting for it. So this journey is taking a little longer just because we have to wait on the boat, but And so I believe that this one is to Selbina. So when it ports, I like their, it's pretty nifty how they're able to park their ship like that. That's a pretty fancy parking job, if you ask me. So, the ship bound for Selbina will depart in about 1 hour, 3 minutes. So thank you for waiting. The ferry has arrived. Please go ahead and board. And so we do not want to board this one. It is not the one we wish to ride. And also, I was absolutely certain I had all 6 items, and then then I'm like, oh, we have a rabbit hide, not a rabbit tail. But yeah, you know, for this quest, you just I vote that you give him the it's the best deal for you is the beginner items, you know, the stuff we traded, and because I think he's actually getting ripped off by us giving him the 6 items, so I think it's fair. The other ones, I don't think they're worth going to farm. You know, unless you have the courier. If you have the courier vendor unlocked to where you can buy coffer keys from it, then you could go ahead and give him a coffer key, because you know you can just buy it from the courier vendor. But other than that, I would I mean, the paying the 500,000 is nice just because, you know, you're getting ported there, and so you don't have to wait on the boat. But that's the only reason I would pick it. And that's if I even had, because we only have 70,000. So ferry departing, and then once it leaves, we can go talk to her. The ship bound for Al Zabi will arrive in about 2 hours, 5 minutes Earth time. Alright. And so the ship that's going to be arriving is the one that we want to take. So I'm pretty certain that if we would have been a little faster, we could have made it to the ship that departed when we were just getting here. Guess we can see what these guys have to say. Zexu. Really, we're not slacking off. Ever since the airship and routes opened, hasn't been much for guys like us to do, you know? And there's Grimmer. I'm bored. Maybe I should move to a city in a country with a little more life. Say, how are things where you come from? And that's all they say to us. Let's talk to... we don't want to. She might give us a quest or something. Huh. She's probably one of those quest peoples. And we're not ready for those just yet. And the thing about going to where we're going, there are many people in that town, in the Aht Urghan Whitegate, that give quest items or quests, and so you can find yourself in a lot of different cutscenes. And so our goal is going to be, you know, not to misclick while we're there, because there are a lot of NPCs with random cutscenes, and we want to, we want to do them, but we want to do them in an orderly fashion. So but this is the small town of Mura. This is a place, if you don't choose this albina path for turning in the bee pollen, there's another item you have to collect, and you can come to this town and get your support job here. I've never actually done this quest, and we'll only get a copper voucher, but we might, just to do it, so we can see it. But that will be later on. So all we can do is hope our time flies by and the boat gets here. And it is kind of a long boat ride. So there is that factor. The nice thing is once we've done it, we only have to do it once. There will be another another boat ride we have to do to another place, but we probably won't do that until another time. We might do it in a different video. So 1 minute. So the ship bound for Al-Zab B will arrive in less than an hour. 1 minute. So that's good news. It's almost time. And then we have to wait for it to actually depart. But that's all I can say, is always make sure that just because the boat is here doesn't mean you want to hop on it right away. You want to actually talk to her and find out what boat it is, because if you're expecting to go to zombie and you end up going. So, thank you for waiting. The ferry has arrived. Please go ahead and board. And then we can talk to her again. The ship bound for Al-Zabi will depart in about 1 hour, 2 minutes Earth time. Okay. And so then we get on board and we just wait until it departs. And until it starts moving, we're not able to go anywhere. We're just stuck in this little section. And then so our playtime is 1 day, 14 hours, 39 minutes, and 50 seconds. So that's not too bad. We haven't touched any part of this game yet, but we are level 55, so that's a good thing. But this is the road to Aht Urghan, and probably the hardest part about this quest is the waiting times. Is once you have all the items, like I say, you can buy them off the auction house if you wish, if you have the gil for it, or you can go farm them. Farming them does not take long. You can normally get all the items rather quickly. So that would be my advice, is just do the beginner list, go farm the 6 items required, come back to them, trade them, and then wait for the game day to change, give him it, and then come here and make certain that you're on the right boat, going to Al-Zabi, not Sobina. And then once it's here, just wait for it to there we go. Ferry departing. And so now we get to take a boat ride. And of course, this is our very first boat. We haven't been on the airship in this playthrough. But this is our boat ride. And they don't let us drive, which is unfortunate. But you can run around the boat. There do happen to be monsters that appear on the deck. So, I mean, you can fight them if you really wish to. There should be, yeah. So on this boat there is Sin Teo Go, and if you're looking for fishing gear, you've come to the right place. So she sells fishing gear, so Lugworm fishing tackle, all races. A marine worm that lives under beach sand bait. Sabiki rig. Fishing tackle, all races. A fishing apparatus comprised of several baited hooks. Designed for catching small fish. Minnow. Fishing tackle, all races. A fishing lure made in the shape of a small fish. Sinking minnow. Fish tackle, all races. A fishing lure made in the shape of a small fish designed for catching bottom fish. Tora F rod. Tora fishing rod. Fishing tackle, all races. A traditional Tora fishing rod made mainly of wood. Ogre eel. This saltwater fish lives in the reefs along the Bastor Sea's coast. Noble lady. A saltwater fish that lives in the southern seas. Bastor bream. This saltwater fish lives in the Bastor Sea. Black sole. A saltwater fish that lives in the depths of the northern seas. Alrighty then, and so that's, and then you can see the prices. Like I said, we're just going to read the items. I'm not gonna read the gill itself of how much items cost. I just don't want to. And so now we come up here. This is the full deck. You can, like I say, you can venture out. And right now we've only got a little crab. And you can fight them if you really want to. And now we're in here. So this is aid bin. And if you're looking for, this is the ship route from Mara to Azabi. So that's what it looks like. So it's all the way straight over here. Oh, that was because we clicked on the map. If you there, you can click on him to talk to him, and you can also click on the map, which should be it's up there. So the map on this ship is up here, and you can click on it to see. The scenery's not all that great, and then we'll talk to him and see what he says. Adabin. We are currently on our way to Al-Zabi. We should arrive in about 4 hours, 10 minutes in Earth time. So it's going to be a 10-minute wait, pretty much. And like I say, there's not really much of a scenery. We get to look at water. There's a few little spots of land, but nothing fantastic. So if you can help it, you only want to ever do the boat ride once and be happy you never have to do it again. And then again, if you pull up your map, you'll get the same thing. But if you want to actually, there is an in-game map on the ship, so you can click it and it'll pull up that. So either or. And I'm curious. Oh yeah, we do have our level 50 gear on. Then if you want, you can put on your Nexus cape. I mean, it's not going to do you any good unless you're in a party and you can warp to the person. But again, that is the biggest stipulation of the Nexus thing, is that you will have had to have been wherever the person in your party is, or you won't be able to warp to them, which is, it kind of defeats the purpose, because if you're in a party and, you know, you've got a friend that's been everywhere and they're trying to help you get somewhere, you know, that would be why you would want to use that, is they could just let you port right to them. It does have a cooldown, but still, I mean, it will help if, you know, you're in a party and there's somewhere you've been and you can port to them. It'll make getting to them faster on that side. But that's the biggest issue, is making certain that you've been there before. So, I mean, it's a neat cape, but it feels like it's actually not all that neat when you think about it. So, that's just my opinion. I mean, I slept pretty good. But the issue, I've got this pain in my side, and I don't think it's gonna go away anytime soon. And so, that's not very fun. I was hoping maybe if I slept that it would work itself out, but it didn't. So, I don't know what I'm gonna do about that, but one day I will figure it out. And then, it will be a great help to have this, this unlocked, to have the home points too. So that is why we're taking the time to do it. And it will also give, you know, the best part about when you, well, we are on our way to Al Zabi. We should arrive in about 1 hour, 4 minutes in Earth time. So, once you get to other jobs, you don't have to do the tedious little tasks that you will find yourself doing on the first job, like getting the boat ride. Is, once you get the home point, and with your other character, when it's ready, your other job, when they're high enough level, you can just take the home points. And that's also another reason you want to get survival guides, is because it will help tremendously for your next job. And so not only is it nice to have, the two options where you go talk to Igsley and the survival guide, but it can be very, very useful when you got a new job. Because most of the time, not all cases, but most of the time, this survival guide is right next to the grounds tomb or the field manual, whichever. I think grounds tomb is found in dungeons, and field manual is found in zones, but I just refer to them as the same thing, because they both just give you pages to complete. And we have lucked out by getting all these trusts. And some of them are much better than others. There's a lot to choose from, but as you're playing around, you'll kind of be able to, just my suggestion is use them all and start finding the ones that you like, and then, do it that way. But because right now we're able to summon 4, there's an item we're gonna get in a little while, well, a little while later, I should say, that will allow us to summon 5. And so that will be nice. But still, even there's so many trusts that hit 5 seems like a little too low to be, but again, you'll find, and for certain things you'll want certain ones, and and there are macros you can make, and we'll get into macros much later. Try to figure them all out. Well, try to figure them out, I should say. We are nearing Al-Zabi. We are now docking in Al-Zabi. And I absolutely love the music in this town. So, Beya Hurimayu, thank you for your patience. The ship has now arrived and is ready for boarding. Alrighty then. And so, now we are in Aht Urghan Whitegate is where we're at. There's the Port of Al-Zabi, which we came in on. And then up here, there's another port, Port FFXI, and we'll take that a little later. for now, we're gonna go find our home points so we can get out of here. So I think this is the exit. Zarfid. This is the exit. Would you like to enter Al-Zabi? Enter the town, yes. You may go through now. Many thanks for your patronage. And we get to meet a really fun character in this. In this place. And then we have to wait for him. And they, in my opinion, they've done an excellent job with this. The characters, I mean, we still have to meet a lot of characters, but they've done a fantastic job, in my opinion, with the game. They brought a lot of very fun characters into the game, their personalities and everything. Alright, so if you come here, the very first thing you want to do is grab a home point, because if you don't grab any of them, you will find yourself having to ride that ship all over again. And I mean, it's not bad, it's just the wait time can be pretty long, and then, you know, it is quite a long trip. So you kind of want to just grab the home point, and I would suggest before coming here to have the map. So you can see where things are. Because this is a pretty big place. And you can get those maps from the map vendors, so the maps that cost 30,000 gil, they pertain to when you actually enter the cavernous maw. So, you know, you don't have to worry too much about buying those until you're actually ready to start the journey in the cavernous maw. I mean, it's nice to have if you can afford them. They're nice to have just so you don't have to think about it again. But if you're really light on gil, then you will want to wait you know, until you find some, because I mean 3,000 gil is pretty expensive, especially for as many maps as you have to buy. But then luckily it's only 3 that are 30,000 gil, you know, rather than more, because that would kind of be no fun. And so we're just, like I said, our objective was to get here, was to ride the boat and get here and then find the home points. And so that is how you do the Road to Aht Urghan. And also we did briefly go over the steps you need to take to get your Tinchoto invite. So we're going to go back to Bastock. Oops. If I can markets and exit. But now we have this path open. So that is what we wanted. So that's going to end this video. We'll go ahead and pause it here just so we can I'm not sure what the next video is going to entail just yet. I'll have to think about it, and then I think I know, but we'll just wait till the next video to find out. So thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you in the next episode. Again, I am wandering off, and we are playing on my tune Wandering. I do hope you've enjoyed my playthrough thus far, and we will see you in the next episode.